Hey there, I'm Belger, and this is Let's Play Red Dead Redemption.
Well, you're alive.
So it would seem.
So, how do you feel?
I don't know the polite word for it.
I do. Stupid is the word we use around here. What were you doing?
I was doing something stupid.
Well, you'll be okay. Once you didn't die, the doctor said you'd be fine. He got the bullets out a couple days ago.
Good.
It cost us $15.
I'm sorry, madam. Should have left me there to die.
Did you want to die? I mean, was that it? Was that why you went straight out to Fort Mercer and picked a fight with the worst bandit in the county? To die, Mr.
Mr. Marston. John Marston.
Bonnie McFarland. Miss Bonnie McFarland.
Well, you may be right, Miss McFarland. I don't know.
Huh. So what were you doing?
Trying to give Mr. Williamson a chance. For old time's sake.
You know Bill Williamson?
Knew him. Long time ago.
Well, what was he like?
Dumb.
Just like you.
Thank you, miss. See my hat?
I have. And, what will you do now?
Now I'm gonna take my time and go after him the less kind way.
Well, that sounds very fun, Mr. Marston. Quite heroic, just like in those penny dreadfuls my brother used to read. Meanwhile, if you'll excuse me, I've got a ranch to run. Of course, if you're feeling better, why not take a ride with me later? Help me patrol the perimeter. You can earn back some of that money we wasted on doctor's bills.
Of course. And thank you for saving my life, I mean.
Next time, Mr. Marston, I strongly recommend you don't try to lose it quite so earnestly.
I'll bear that in mind.
So, we've just done an incredibly stupid thing and gotten ourselves shot, but we're doing okay so far. We've been introduced to Bonnie, so let's go say hi to her and see if we can get around to paying back that $15. As you can tell, there's already a ton of cutscene and dialogue in this game, and for the most part I'll try not to talk over anything important.
Mr. Marston, back in the land of the living, I see.
Figured it's about time I started paying back that $15.
Well, no time to waste. The horses are saddled up over here.
So now we're given a tour of McFarland's ranch. Red Dead Redemption, being set in the Old West, uses horses as its main method of transportation. There are other ways to get around, but horses are by far the most common and useful. Horses operate in much the same way as cars in Grand Theft Auto. You can walk up to any horse in the game and ride away on it. Some horses are faster or have more stamina, but I just tend to ride whichever horse is closest to me. The great thing about horse riding in this game is, if you're riding in a pack, you can just hold X to match the speed of the pack, instead of tapping X like usual. It's a sort of cruise control for horses, and it's incredibly useful.
Right is the general store. You won't find Parisian high fashion, but it's good for the essentials.
Very convenient. I don't think I've ever seen a ranch with its own store before.
You can also ride in a stagecoach, which, while having the benefit of being able to carry passengers or cargo, has the disadvantage of being wider, slower, and harder to control.
But it certainly looks like a fine corral.
I suspect you've stolen more horses than you've broken.
Now where'd you get such an idea?
First impressions are hard to erase. That's the train station. Things sure have changed since the line finally got finished, bringing in all sorts of new folk like yourself.
Is that such a bad thing?
Change is only good when it makes things better.
The train is another method of travelling around New Austin. However, it doesn't come on demand, it just plods its way up and down the line, according to its own schedule.
That's the barn over there. Paul built it himself when was just a little girl.
John doesn't really have much to say about the barn,
Here we
apparently.
are, back at the house. Let's stop for a while before we head out on patrol.
You'll get no complaint from me, Miss McFarland.
What are you waiting for? Come on, I don't bite. How about a cold drink, Mr. Marston?
Thank you, ma'am. Getting shot, then riding a horse seems to take it out of you. I could use a rest.
Sure. Come on in. I'll show you the house, and then you can sit for a while.
Thank you.
Mr. Marston,
Miss McFarland.
remember me telling you about the trouble we've been having with rustlers and other undesirables?
I do?
Will you help me keep watch on the property line this evening?
Sure.
I want to see just who is trespassing on our land.
This is a fine weapon.
Come, let's head out. The country is really beautiful at around this time. Ready, Mr. Marston? Let's mount up and patrol the ranch.
Now we get a shot at riding and shooting at the same time. It's pretty simple and is an invaluable skill in this game. Shooting in general is pretty simple. L2 draws your weapon and R2 fires.
Follow me.
Pressing L2 will automatically lock onto the nearest enemy, which allows for shooting lots of enemies in quick succession. Of course, you can manually aim the reticule by using the right analog stick as well.
Thank you, Mr. Marston. I feel a lot happier someone's along with me.
I feel a lot happier now I got a rifle.
Well, with your trigger itch and my feminine intuition, we should make quite a team.
However, spamming L2 won't always help you. If you're not looking in the general direction of the enemies, Marston will just fire at nothing.
I don't believe it. Those damn rabbits are back. Give me a hand with them, will you?
Easy.
Let's see that rifle. I want a couple of these for the pop. Nice shooting. Better at shooting rabbits than outlaws, I see. Thank you, Mr. Marston. Looks like we'll be having rabbit stew tomorrow.
I didn't even need to get off my horse.
We should keep moving. There's still a ways to go. If it's not the rustlers stealing our cattle, it's the rabbits stealing our crops.
It ain't never easy living off the land like this. Maybe you should move to a big city. Become a lady of leisure.
Damn coyotes are back! We can't afford to lose any more livestock. Kill them, Mr. Marston! Giddy up!
Now we're introduced to the Deadeye mechanic. Pressing R3 will enter a sort of bullet time, where you can casually aim and fire at enemies in slow motion. It becomes handier later on in the game, but at the moment it's pretty useless. Deadeye drains the meter on the right hand side of the map, and can be refilled by shooting with accuracy, or by consuming items purchased at stores.
God.
Come!
Looks like that was the last of the coyotes. Just a shame we had to lose any of the chickens. Come on, I'll show you the way to your room. You know, you can actually handle a rifle.
It's something I've had a little experience in.
Maybe Bill Williamson did get lucky after all.
Luck didn't really come into it, miss.
You're a useful man to have around the ranch, that's for sure. But don't think I've forgotten what brought you here. We'll do whatever we can to help you.
I sure appreciate that, Miss McFarland.
This is you, Mr. Marston.
Hey,
Thank you for your help, Mr. Marston. Makes me kind of happy I saved your life. Get some sleep, and I will see you in the morning.
Good night, Miss McFarland.
That Bonnie is a right pretty girl. She wouldn't look at me.
Well, we've had our nap. Let's go see what Bonnie's up to now.
Oh, Mr. Marston. How are you doing today?
I'm well, Miss McFarland. Thank you. How are you?
Well, I'm fine. Thank you. So, how are your ribs?
Fine. A little sore, but apart from a couple extra scars, it'll be as nothing happened.
Good. Come in, come in. You know, you never did tell me how you met that Bill Williamson or what you wanted from him.
No, miss, I did not.
Well, why not, if you don't mind me asking?
I certainly don't mind you asking if you don't mind me not telling. See, it's a complicated and somewhat pathetic tale, and by telling you, not only will I be putting your life in danger, but also threatening the lives of some people that I hold very dear.
Well, I apologize if I seem to be prying.
And I apologize for my reticence. Hope you believe me when I say that it's simply out of respect for you.
Of course, Mr. Marston. I understand that a city dweller such as yourself likes to have some exotic secrets, so us country folk are impressed.
I'm no city man, miss.
Yeah, but I saw you get on the train at Blackwater. You with those gentlemen in bowler hats?
I'm still no city man.
But I'll bet you can't ride, Mr. Marston.
I hate to take money from a lady, miss.
Oh, you won't be. I'll race you right now.
If it makes you happy.
We'll see. All right, I'll show you how we ride round these parts.
Howdy.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Now we're introduced to our first race. Racing Bonnie around McFarland's ranch is fun and pretty easy, but if you don't watch where you're going, you can end up losing easily as well. The speed of your horse is determined by how fast you tap X, but horses have stamina, which is represented by the blue bar on the left side of the map. Drain that completely, and you'll be thrown off your horse.
Yeah.
Don't look back! I'm coming up behind you!
The way to win is to manage your horse's stamina and to stay on the beaten track. Horses run slower if you don't stick to the path. You can take some shortcuts to save time if you need to, but for this race it's generally a good idea just to stick to the track.
Saving the best for last.
Unfortunately, with the turning circle of some horses it can be a bit difficult. Horses will also jump barriers if you approach them in a certain way, and I sort of screw up in this way during the race.
Slow down. Come on. I think you chose the wrong horse, Miss McFarland. Let's go.
Yeah!
Try to stay with me now.
I have
Yeah, real good job, idiot.
Neck and neck, Miss McFarland. Let's go. Come on.
Isn't this jolly? This sure beats milking cows!
Go.
How those injuries feeling, Mr. Marston?
Come on. Come on. go!
Whoa! That was fun.
Sure.
You know, you should go pay the marshal a visit in Armadillo sometime. I'm sure he could help you deal with that nice Mr. Williamson.
Yeah, I might just do that, Miss McFarland.
You do whatever you think's best, Mr. Marston.
Well, we could go and see the marshal. We are just in front of Bonnie's house anyway, so we might as well keep helping her out, just for a little bit.
Ah, Mr. Marston, how are you?
Good, Miss McFarland. How are you?
I'm well. Would you mind riding with me to Armadillo? I've got to get some supplies and I could do with the company.
Of course.
You can take the reins. It wouldn't do for a terrifying bounty hunter such as yourself to be seen driven around by a woman. Hop on up, Mr. Marston. You're looking much better, considering you were almost buzzard food a couple days ago.
I have you to thank for that, miss.
So do tell me, have you needlessly risked your life since we last spoke?
No, miss, I have not.
Well, that's a relief. Perhaps there's hope for you yet.
I wouldn't bet on it.
Oh, there's always hope, Mr. Marston. You can't be a rancher in this kind of country if you don't believe that.
An admirable attitude, miss.
I suppose so. I can't think of any other way to stay sane, to be frank. What about you? Have you ever given up hope altogether?
Hope hasn't really entered into it. It's not really something I think about.
A peculiar outlook. I can't really say I understand you.
I can't always say I do either.
Oh, don't be so deliberately enigmatic.
I'm not, miss.
Yes, you are. You are being deliberately obscure as a substitute for having a personality.
I just know there are two theories to arguing with women, and neither one works.
I'm not even going to dignify that gibberish with a response.
The great thing about wagons in this game is you aren't always driving like in Grand Theft Auto. You can ride shotgun, and are often required to do so in several missions.
Funny, I found you dying on the side of the road, and now you're driving me into town.
You have a strange sense of humor.
Well, you must admit, it's an unusual start to a friendship.
I didn't realize we were friends, Miss McFarland.
Oh, please. Now who's being funny? Listen, I know that business with Williamson is your business, but I don't know. You've been good to us, and I don't think you're a bad man. A little stupid, perhaps, but not rotten. I just worry about you gallivanting around these parts like you're some kind of deranged bounty hunter. Like Paul always says, don't go waking snakes.
I appreciate your concern for us lesser mortals, Miss McFarland. I really do. And
Stop
if there was
messing
any
about
other
and
way
get us
out,
to
I'd take it.
Armadillo.
I can assure you of that.
What did we stop for?
Not bad.
Crack that whip. We don't have all day.
Sorry about that little delay. I just wanted to kill some birds and get started on the sharpshooter challenge. You can unlock challenges by performing certain tasks, and you get ranked based on how many of them you perform. I'm going to be getting most of the early game ones off screen, but as they get harder I'll start showing them off. Complete all of them and you become a legend of the West.
Raised chicken.
Only been at it 3 years or so. I guess I'm kind of new to it.
So this is Armadillo. Manhattan it is not, but it does okay for us. Most important thing for you right now is getting yourself into Dr. Johnson's office to purchase some medicine. The first one's on me.
Thank you, miss. I'll pay you back.
I'm sure you shall. The doc's a good fellow. He saved your life, so be polite to him. Meet me in front of the general store when you're done.
So now this little bit's a handy introduction to buying and selling in stores. Killing animals lets you collect their skins and their meats, and you can sell them for cash at general stores. Doctors are good for health medicines, gunsmiths give you weapon upgrades and ammunition, and the general store will sell maps and upgrades to other items that you own.
Well, thanks for driving me. It was nice to be able to enjoy the view for once. And a little company never hurts now and again.
You're more than welcome, miss. Least I can do. Thank you for the medicine.
Why don't you have a look around Armadillo? You can always take a stagecoach back to the ranch later.
I might just do that. Travel safely, miss.
Try not to get yourself shot. I won't be around to save you this time.
So, this is Armadillo. We'll be exploring a bit more next time, so see you then.